Let's cut to CNN International for the latest in the story.
Follow me this way. This line actually goes all the way to the end of the street. And I just spoke with election officials who tell me that this is incredibly atypical for a special election. They can see that there's a lot of interest around Proposition 50, as Alex was just talking about. This is the only measure on this ballot. And tonight we've spoken to many first-time voters, young voters, people who are 18 to 21 who either couldn't or didn't vote in the last presidential election, but said that they needed to come out today to vote. And I also spoke to a 54-year-old who was a first-time voter who said he just wasn't drawn to vote in any of the past elections except for this one. Many people saying the state of the country and immigration policies, Trump administration immigration policies, how that's impacting California and all of the chaos that it has brought to this area as one of the key reasons why they're out here to vote on Proposition 50. Anderson?
All right, Veronica Merkel, thanks very much. I want to go to CNN's David Chalian on how Democrats have done with young male voters tonight. David, what do you see in the numbers?
Yeah, Anderson, this is one of those key demographic groups, young men, aged 18 to 29, where we saw Donald Trump a year ago make big progress nationally. He actually won them by 1 point against Kamala Harris. Take a look at young men tonight. In Virginia, Spamberger wins them 57% to 43%. They're not a huge share of the electorate, they're 7%, but still significant to look at this. Take a look in New Jersey. 5% of the electorate are young men. Sherrill wins them by 10 percentage points, 54% to Chitterelli's 44%. And in New York City, where they also make up 5% of the electorate, Mamdani wins young men 64% to Cuomo's 23% to Sliwa's 9%. Now, a year ago, Donald Trump nationally made real gains with this group. Democrats, perhaps tonight, are starting to make a little bit of progress, winning back some of these votes.
All right, David Chalian, thanks very much. We'll come back to you shortly. Obviously, we are awaiting the mayor-elect of New York, Zohran Mamdani. His victory speech, we'll obviously bring that to you live. Back with the team here.
You know, that point that David Chalian just made, there really is a connection between that and this broader discussion of the economy. Young people are struggling in this economy, and it's being exacerbated by AI and some of the opportunities that are that used to be done by entry-level folks, and the Hispanic community. I mean, the shift among Hispanic men in particular in 2024 had a lot to do with economic issues. It's a community, a lot of small business people. It's a community that's very sensitive to these economic issues. It's a working class community, and you saw tremendous erosion for Democrats. But in polling recently, not just in these races, but generally, these groups are drifting away from the Republican Party. And, you know, this will be interesting next year when you get into some of these races in places like Texas, where Republicans think just by a stroke of a pen, they can change the map and they'll win these districts. I wouldn't be so sure of that.
It's also interesting, you hear from like Dario Amodei of Anthropic, who says there could be, half of all entry-level white-collar jobs could be eliminated in the next, 1 to 5 years.
It's a huge issue for the country. It's something that our leaders should be talking about
and there's a generational lag where it feels like leaders aren't focusing on it, but young people are hyper aware of it, and it's motivating for them.
And I think that, for a lot of people, they look at someone like Mamdani, and they don't like the socialist tag. They don't like his positions on Israel. So they want to dismiss him and his voters. That's a big mistake. Democrats made the same mistake with Trump voters. And what are these white guys complaining about? Screw them. We're going to call them racist and fascist, and that'll be enough. I'm going to tell you something. These young people are not what they're being characterized as. Lazy kids who just want free stuff. That is not who they are. These are some hardworking folks. Many of them have gone to college. Sometimes they have 2 degrees. They're working 1, 2, or 3 gig jobs, and they cannot get anywhere, and nobody's listening to their pain. And so I think what you're seeing is when you say, well, socialism doesn't work anywhere, these kids say, well, capitalism's not working for me. Somebody's got to do something to help me. And so I think that what's happening is the Trump phenomenon went in this direction. There's another phenomenon going in this other direction, but it's all about the economic pain that's not being addressed by the establishment. And as long as the establishment doesn't have an answer for these young people and these working class people, they're going to be going other places.
But the question is going to be, can Mamdani actually deliver on affordability? And Cuomo just did not hit this hard enough. I asked him about it on The View, and he just simply couldn't articulate the message of why his policies may in fact not work. But I'm hearing from Republicans who feel like this is a bleak night, but the one bright spot is that they think Mamdani is what they need going into the midterms to tie every vulnerable Democrat House member to him, to tie him to the most offensive remarks that he's made. I asked him recently about his comments where he described the NYPD as racist, anti-queer, and a threat to public safety. He then walked it back. He's met with the commissioner. But these are things that are going to dog him in the same way that Kamala Harris spent the entire election running away from our 2020
they will dog him
statements.
if he doesn't. It depends on the way he governs. If he governs